No sweat about it. Michigan State heading to the Sweet 16 for the 16th time under Tom Izzo.
You are Locked On Spartans, your daily podcast on the Michigan State Spartans, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Today's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Spartan friends, Spartan family, Locked On Spartans listeners, thank you all so much for celebrating this Sweet 16 birth with us right here at Locked On Spartans. Your team in green and white 5 days a week. Please rate, review, subscribe. Give us the MVP for you in the comments below. Now, guys, we are joined by 1/3 of the Can't Read, Can't Write podcast. His name is Mike Jones, and he might be the host of this actual very episode of these chest pains that I'm having right now. Continue on through this one because just your typical Michigan State basketball game. We're going to go down double digits in the first half. We're going to rely heavily on our defense. We're going to out-rebound the other team. We're going to rely on this cast of characters that we have because, yes, we do go 10 deep. Or 8 in March. But nevertheless, we're going to go into our bench and get some production from guys like Frankie Fidler. And by the way, Jaden Akins is going to have what I think is a career game. And all of that without anything really from Jace Richardson for the first 37 minutes of this night. You got to be ecstatic winning in March with your best player having that kind of a game. But that's why you have a deep team, Mike. That's why you're Michigan State fans to root for fun teams like this. Oh, my God, this was great. Look, really quick, I thought Jaden Akins had the best minute of his career. The block on one end, where New Mexico was going to tie the game with 8 minutes left and then drills a three-pointer with 7 minutes left. Now, usually you hit a 3 to 7 minutes left. That's not a memorable shot. No, that was to at least extend the lead to 3. Shot clock running out. And Akins, I feel like this whole year when it's been dagger time for him, he's not found the bottom of the net on those 3s. So that was massive by Jaden Akins. I'm sorry. Okay, that's not even a question. I just love Jaden Akins. Your thoughts there? How about that?
Cosign all of that. The only thing I'd say is that it was a career game and I got a theory on Jace. I want to get to my theory on Jace here in a second.
This will be good.
Jaden stepped up like the senior scoring leader that we needed him to be. And my God, all I heard all week, or the 2 days rather, was dent. It felt like a week. And you know what? Dent didn't make a GD dent in this game. Like Jaden Akins, I mean, no surprise, brought a masterclass on the defensive end.
Yeah.
But like for him to step up and just keep the ship, I don't think Jaden Akins was the narrative is not going to be he was the difference maker in this game, but he kept that ship afloat, right? Like that. I mean, my God, what a way to go out if this is, I
do like what you had to say about defense because the whole Donovan Dent thing. I mean, God, we used his name in the headline of our preview show yesterday. I couldn't sleep last night because, like, oh my God, Donovan Dent. He's had, what was the stat? Like 7 straight games with 20 points, X amount of assists. Like, the guy is really good.
Yes.
And this is where I'm going to sound slanderous and mean, but I really don't want to come off like that. This is like my just true brutal analysis of this. He didn't play a game against Mountain West opponents today. That's Power 5 basketball. That is top-tier perimeter defense, which is what Michigan State has had all season. Akins was on him. Jace was on him. Fears was on him. And I don't even think they did really anything spectacular. Like, they didn't double him up or anything. They didn't switch if they were going over-under on screens. No, they just said, hey, here's our menu of defenders for you.
Right.
Doesn't matter who it's going to be. They're going to really put you in a very inefficient game. He did have 14 points, which really felt closer to 4 points than 14 points. Yeah. 4 turnovers. But, yeah, 7 of 18 shooting. They really held him quiet. So when it comes to talk about Jaden Akins, yes, obviously having 8 points in the first half, 8 points in the second half. Okay, that's great. But as every conversation with Jaden Akins is, you got to point to the defense there. So I'm really glad you brought that up. I am dying to know, though, your theory here on Jace Richardson because are the lights too bright for him? No, I'm not going to do that conversation.
I would love to say that just so that he sticks around for another year.
Okay, hold on. Let me backtrack. I'll edit all this out. Not built for the moment, Mike. That's right. That Jace Richardson. When has he ever shown up this entire season? No, I mean, look, kid, 1 of 10 on the field, 0 of 5 from 3, but he did have some great closing time moments late in the game. But yeah, obviously his worst game so far is a Spartan, which I'm not too worried about it because I actually think in a sick, twisted way, I think it's really good that you won by 8 points in March Madness with your best player having that sort of game. But spill the theory on this. I'm very excited for this.
Matt, I know you're not a movie guy.
Not at all. No.
But are you familiar with the premise of Freaky Friday?
I've seen that one.
Okay.
You found one of the 8 ones I've seen. There we go. Okay. We're getting hot tonight. Let's go.
We had a real Freaky Friday situation.
Okay.
Franklin Fidler, Jace Richardson switched themselves, and it wasn't until Jace hit those 2 free throws, then Franklin goes on to airball with Jace and wanting a putback, and then also making 2 free throws himself. Like, it clearly that was the moment in time where they switched back. But I think what the situation was, we had a Freaky Friday situation here because this is really a Franklin Fidler appreciation moment. Because if Akins steadied the ship, it is my man Franklin who got us the dub today. So it's the only explanation. It might have been an all Mountain West defender who was on Jace the entire time, who maybe is actually a pretty good defender. I'm just saying, but
no, we'll leave that part out too. We're here to build agendas against the Mountain West right now. No, when it comes to Frankie Fidler, and I have to rope Jeremy Fears into this conversation topic, just grimy, nasty basketball. No one had their draw a foul package cooking tonight like 1, Jeremy Fears, and 2, Frankie Fidler. And we've known that about Frankie Fidler even before he joined Michigan State. We said, hey, when he comes from Omaha, he gets to the line, I think it was 7.5 times per game. Michigan State hasn't had a player remotely close to that in about 6 years. They needed someone to get to the line because that's where the free points hang out, Mike.
Well,
that's
Franklin
where they're at. So
missed 2. My 90% baby boy missed 2 today in a row. But the one thing that was different, you're not wrong, but the one thing that was different about Frankie today that I think is notable is that all season it felt like he was trying too hard to draw the fouls and ended up kind of putting up trash shots. And then it was so gross that the refs were like, I'm not rewarding that. Today, I mean,
even in the Big Ten, we're not going to reward that.
No, and they didn't. And honestly, it kind of got a little sad at some point in time. But today, I think Frankie played within himself and played a more natural game. I'm not saying that he doesn't still draw fouls, but it didn't feel as circus show. And look, that man can show up on Friday. I would like to see that again.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
Fine by me. I also got to just give a quick shout out to, and I think the bigs played fine. I mean, obviously Nelly Jr. Joseph is a tough matchup. I mean, just physically and just stylistically too. The guy has a lot of skill to his game, of course, but Cooper gets into foul trouble there in the first half, and Zapala, who it was trending that, okay, he's going to do the tip. He's going to get a post touch. He's going to cough the ball up in the first half, and then that will be it for the Shimon Zapala show the rest of the game. But he actually had to be tapped into here for, I think, 7-8 additional minutes in this game. And I thought he held his own. So while we're just giving dap, obviously it starts with Frankie Fidler. You got to go with Jaden Akins. But I just had to give love to the big men, too, because they had a hard assignment. I thought they did okay. And that's as much as I could have hoped for from the front court. Yeah. But while we pick our roller coaster of praise back up here, we got to go to someone that was also at the top here. And once again, it's been proven right. That Cohen Carr stats count as double. When he gets 1 block, feels like 2 blocks just happened. When he gets an offensive rebound, it feels like he just grabs 3 offensive boards in the same possession. Like, he is the energizer bunny of this team. Loved his jumping out of the baseline, whipping against that Lobo player, and the entire bench, all 20 of them seemingly, got up to go greet him at the baseline. That's Michigan State basketball right there. I just love Cohen Carr just so much. It's actually sick. He should probably have a restraining order against me, how much I love him. But, oh, God,
he's gone next year, right? After next year. He's going to get a jump shot, and he's...
It's trending that way, isn't it? I mean, wow, let's go. Talking about the 2026 offseason right now, Mike Jones is. Don't get excited about this Sweet 16, folks.
No, I was chatting with one of my co-hosts earlier today and had to, stopped the conversation because I was already looking at running it back. And I'm like, wait a second.
That's why you guys are the best.
No, running it back is a loser's sort of mentality because you're already figuring you're out at some point. No. Oh, Plum of all people today, my co-host called and said, Florida's not that good. We could win this thing.
Oh my, okay. I like that energy. That's what we need. That's what we need. Guys, we're going to be back here in a hot second. We do got to talk about this game. We'll talk about the first half, maybe some jitters when we realize that maybe this game might be dicey, and maybe when we realize that we'd be okay today. But first, we need to talk everyone's ears off about Gametime. Guys, the greatest ticketing app in the world. You guessed it. Yeah, it's over there at Gametime. Now, why do I love Gametime? Well, it starts right there at the Gametime picks. They curate the best seats, the best prices, whether it's their flash deals, guys, that go on throughout the week or the day of the game. Or let's say you're really pushing it close. Let's say you're a good procrastinator like myself. You walk up to the stadium, you got no tickets. Well, lucky for you, their last-minute ticket deals are second to none over at Gametime. I've gotten great tickets for great value with Gametime, even since before they've become a friend of this show. But now that they sponsor us, I'm using them forever. They are truly the best. They make it so simple, so easy. No surprises with Gametime either. This is not a ticketing app that, hey, after 17 clicks, here's $50 in surprise fees. No, it's very upfront with Gametime. Guys, download the Gametime app. Create an account and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. That's LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Download Gametime today. It's last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Also, 5-Hour Energy bringing us to another finish line of a very busy March Madness day here. A late tip on Sunday. It was a very late tip on Friday. So shout out to 5-Hour Energy for giving me that little extra boost to get me to the finish line. Because gone are the days where just raw excitement alone can bring me to the opening tip, especially with 2 kids. I got the other job I do too, and it's just a crazy life. Sometimes you do need that little extra boost, and 5-Hour Energy is here to deliver that, guys. And well, let's say you're still getting beat up by daylight savings time, and I get it. Like, it's nicer for longer. You get more sunlight, but that's also more action that you're getting out there, more hiking, more golf, whatever it is. Guys, get that extra boost with 5-Hour Energy. Head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, and peach mango. You can even build your own 12 or 24 pack delivered straight to your door. Need one right now? Grab a 5-Hour Energy shot at your local grocery or convenience store. They are everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized with 5-Hour Energy. Now, speaking of energy, let's get it back up here with our guy, Mike Jones. 1/3 of the wonderful Can't Read, Can't Write podcast. And Mike, we're good friends here. You know me. I know you. Shoot me straight here. I need to see like professional help, right? Because how many times have we seen Michigan State go down double digits in the first half? Things aren't going their way. I feel like I should count it at some point this week. It's probably literally 8 times this has happened so far this season, where it just becomes all hunky-dory in the second half, and there's never really an issue to worry about. But there I was in the first half. Okay, hey, there's a guy in New Mexico I've never really heard of. He's got 12 points already. He hasn't missed a shot. This is great. Hey, Michigan State has no one in their face when they're taking jump shots. They're getting amazing looks, and they're not finding the bottom of the net at any time, and they're missing free throws early on. I thought that this was finally the game. I'm going to be completely honest. Yeah. I thought for about a 7-ish minute stretch from the 16-minute mark to the 9-minute mark, I thought that this was going to be it and that we'd be having a sad podcast right now. Should I look into help? Or
I'm looking at my notes right now from the game for our podcast tomorrow. And there's a bullet here. Are these rims regulation? Because
worth investigating.
I mean, it was the thing is, I didn't realize when the announcer said that in the last 9 minutes we'd held them to 1 field goal. I was shocked by that information. Shocked.
It didn't feel like it in the moment, but they were playing good defense the entire half. That's the thing. It's like New Mexico was also hitting some dirty shots earlier on, and credit to, like, hat tip to them. Like, that's part of the game of basketball is hitting those like horse style shots. But it was also the ingredients of like a nightmare upset of like, oh, I have seen this before, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was Jace didn't do anything. 1 for 9 from behind the arc, which like I'm not being greedy here. I'm not even asking for 3 for 9. I'm asking for 2 for 9, right?
2.
Like,
2.
You know, like we're leading if we're 2 for 9, right?
that would be the math. Yeah, 3 is bigger than 2, so yeah. That would
I'm not even asking for Fears to make any of his free throws. I'm asking for Trey to go 2 for 2 on his. That puts us up by 3 at that point in time. Like there were like these little micro things that could have given a different vibe to that half. But I'm not discrediting you. I am wholly with you. I thought, shit, this is it.
That's okay. When did the doom spiral really start to hit? Because for me, it started 50% of it was when Fears went 0-2 from the line in the first half, and I thought, yep, this is the ingredients of a nightmare. And then the other one was, I think it was Jace, 3-point shot, put it up, started to Steph Curry it, start running to the other side, and that thing was 80% down in the hoop. If that was on a Chuck E. Cheese rim, that would have counted, and then just popped right up. And I'm like, okay, all right, I've seen enough. Congrats to the Lobos. Good luck against Ole Miss on Friday. Great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I actually had a moment there. Truly, that's a constant state of doom I was in. Instead, it was
okay.
I think what the first 2 possessions were Zapala starting with a foul on the defensive end and then a 5-second violation.
I haven't seen a 5-second in a while. That was an old wrinkle, or a nice wrinkle to an old game.
I'm just like, big man, what are you doing there? Like, I know I'm very small, but my guy.
They gave him 8 seconds too. That was forever.
Yeah, and then I think. There was I had a concern. Who's the dude who went 5 for 5 to never heard of him to start the hat?
It's old Johnny. What's his nuts? It's Mustafa Amzil.
Yeah, they had. I think they had Kohler on him early, and Kohler did. Look,
he tried.
Jeff, if you're listening, this isn't slander.
Big fan.
That dude has some more moves laterally. And Kohler got cooked on a couple possessions. They were I was worried genuinely that do we have a bad matchup here? But Tom fixed it. We're good. But it's still, even in the second half, Matt, there was a lot of back and forth in the second half. There has never been a up by 10 with 90 seconds left that has felt less comfortable than in this game. And credit, I guess, to Little Patino.
Yeah, sure. I've always thought he's a fine coach, for the record. Like, I know people love dogging on him, slandering him. His Minnesota tenure, look, you get MAC facilities there. Not to make this a whole Locked On Gophers episode, but like, I've always thought he's a fine coach, personally.
His timeouts in the second half, like, I know he kind of got,
yeah,
but they stalled runs from. I mean, I got to give him credit.
They were efficient.
Anyway, he's got a good team. I felt this way about Bryant too, honestly. Like, I kind of liked Bryant more, but respect to the Lobos. They're a good team.
They were strong, and I really thought for a second here, because, look, Michigan State gets off to that 6-0 run to start the second half. It's like, it's separation time, just like you said.
Yeah.
Timeout Patino. They get off in their little run right there, and as it's tied, I'm like, God, they could and probably will just Nelly Jr. Joseph. That was good.
Yes.
Nelly Jr. Joseph. Nailed it to the finish line here. And they could have, and they were trying to. He was 5 for 5. He had 10 points in the second half, but Jeremy Fears. What was that? Nice, cute little putback dunk there. I'm just going to slam on the brakes right here, and you're going to run right into me for all foul numero 4 here. So that was savvy work by Fears. I asked myself right after that, was all that worth the tip slam? I think it was. I think him getting a 4th foul was worth that 2 points there. So
yeah,
it got dicey. It got hairy. Michigan State, look, it's a nasty way to do it, but drawing fouls is drawing fouls. I don't think any of them were like, oh, soft ticky-tack. No, I'm absolutely wearing Michigan State hat right now. I'm a Michigan State fan. Thought they were all good foul calls too, but that's just credit to the guys for drawing them there. I mean, it's not to say that's the only thing they did well in the second half, but I think part of the story.
Charge... Fidler for sure drew the charge.
That was a good one.
But like, it was also a charge. I mean, 2 bumps. Sorry,
you breaks. You can't do it. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think this is the thing, is that and I don't know Ole Miss's rotation yet, but if you're going to try and run 6 or 7 at us, it's not enough. It's just not enough guys.
You need more dogs. Which I'm very impressed with Ole Miss's win. I mean, it felt like, in that upper little gray box, they were just up 15 or 20 the entire evening against Iowa State. I'm not going to BS people. I didn't watch a second of that game. I have to lock in on only in Michigan State when they are playing. But I will just give a quick skinny, Mike, just on Ole Miss. They are number 24 in Torvik right now. Their offense top 25, their defense top 30. So look, you're in the Sweet 16. You're going to face a really good team. Chris Beard, he coaches football on the hardwood. It is what it is. It's going to be a tough game. Right now, Michigan State on Torvik favored by 2.5 points. 72-70 is the projected score. Obviously, that's a coin toss. That's a one-possession game. So it's going to be grimy. It's going to be dirty. I guess I am a little more happy to see them than Iowa State, but really it was razor thin of who I would rather want. So,
I mean, only for the chance to beat Chris Beard. Anyone curious why I might care? Google beat Chris Beard. But the
I'll look into that. Okay.
The question I got for you though, Matt, is we've seen the lineup shrink, right?
Oh yeah.
There's been a notable DNP from this game and a nearly DNP last game.
They told Booker that their opening round was in Wichita. They gave him a plane ticket to a completely different time zone. But yeah.
But my question is, look, we're in the Sweet 16. I don't know how much you want to mess with things. And so I say this fully aware of the situation we're in.
Okay.
But going down 7-0 to the Lobos is rough. I know you shouted out some Zapawa earlier, but what is it? Do we make a change this late in the season?
What's the change? Say it out loud for me. Because is it Booker at the 5? He does the tip, and then Cole.
No.
Okay. I thought we were just going nuclear option right there for a second.
No.
Okay.
No. But
unless.
But is it? I mean, like, Coop's the guy, right? Like, you use Zapawa to spare Coop minutes at this point in time,
like inside out. It kind of.
Yeah, get to under 16. Give him 2. I don't know that you mess with the formula at this point in time. We're in the Sweet 16, but
that's why my mind's in a pretzel right now because it does make
going
sense.
Down 7, 9, 10 is not an uncommon occurrence at this point in time.
They've won 10 of their last 11. That's the only reason, why my mind is in a blender right now because it makes sense. Cooper's a little better than Zapala. He's the more, reliable guy. That's who you call for these end of game situations. But again, 10 of 11. I'm sorry that this is just so eighth brain over here, but I see those wins. I can't screw anything up right now. No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it with a big pull lock right there to start the game for about 140 seconds, and then he'll get subbed out and see him if there's foul trouble. So.
Yeah. Well, look, if we can do this with Jace doing nothing, who's been averaging, 17.9 per game since he joined the starting lineup?
He's been doing okay. Yeah, he's been doing fine. Yeah.
Then I'm confident things will go better against Ole Miss.
I also got to give a nod to Jace, too, for the last game, and I forgot to mention this, but there was something to him. His first 2 shots, it looked like a freshman that was in his first March Madness game. He missed them by a combined 6 feet. And then rallied to just drain seemingly everything after. What a swift and drastic autocorrect that he had in that game. Now, does Michigan State win without Jace doing that? Yeah, probably, sure. But, let's just go back and talk about that game 2 days ago. That was important. And especially today where he never corrected it. I'm going to appreciate the time where he really did.
When he airballed that 3 today, I was like, it just isn't his game.
Yeah, I fell to my knees. It was a completely disgraceful visual in the family room over here. But
were we only up by 4 at that point in time?
I think it was 4, 6, 7. I kind of just black out in these end of game situations here, which is really good when you do a podcast. I got to talk about the games. No, my only memory is that air ball. And then the Frankie Fidler missed 2 free throws, and that's pretty much all that I've registered for the final 2 minutes of that game. No, I'm just kidding. Jace had that great pass, actually.
Yeah.
At the very end.
That was
man.
Jace distribute. I think that'll go undernoticed. As a distributor in this game,
he was fine. Defender.
And at one point in time, he clearly got gun shy. He's like, I think it was after the airball 3. He's like, nah, I'm just not making shots today. Freaky Friday. But then started distributing around the hoop in a way that I was like, all right. No one caught it because, hands. But, Matt, this was just a team win. Like, I think that's the thing that I'm taking away from this is that your NBA guy didn't do NBA things.
No.
He was locked up or bad at times in this game, and still we came out with a dub against a good team.
I'm just so happy. I'm just like, look, I know we don't hang banners for Sweet 16s in this program. Like, obviously, there's a lot more to accomplish here, but you can't go to the Elite Eight if you don't go to the Sweet 16 first. And
here's what I'll say: if we do put the beat down on Chris Beard again, Google Chris Beard beat. But the
suffocating defense, yes,
suffocate, yes, indeed. But the thing is, if we do that, then if you got to go up against ultimately a number 1 seed, right?
Sure.
Because it is Auburn we'd have next, right?
Or the doomsday scenario.
Yeah, no, I refuse. I refuse.
Look, I get that. I get, Michigan, they're not going to beat Auburn. I've heard that the last 5 games they've played, that they can't beat X.
I don't want to play a team 3 times in a year, so I'm just choosing to believe that it's Auburn. My point being is that if you have to go up against the number 1 seed, then Tom Izzo's lost 2 or 3 in his entire NCAA. How many times has he lost the second game in a weekend?
It's not a lot. He's like 20-something and 6 in the second week. And actually, I'll pull that up real quick. Yeah.
So if you got to go against the number 1 seed with a team this deep, I don't know that you can pick a better situation to go against a 1 seed. Like, we couldn't have a better path. We don't get this. We never get this lucky.
23-8 in second round games in a weekend, which, like, I don't know.
That's more losses than I expected, but
that's like, what a winning percentage, though. That's outstanding. Yeah. Like, you take that all day. So, oh man, okay. Let me just end on this because sure. Let's say Michigan State they do win. Okay, they beat Ole Miss, which I'm not getting on here and saying that like, oh no, they should win. It's gonna be no problem. No, that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a very hard game against the Rebels over there. Who are you rooting for in the nightcap? Do you want to see Michigan for that 3rd time? Are you rooting for Auburn? Why? Because, I mean, obviously Michigan State has a better chance to beat Michigan, but I know that, like, I can't live that 36 hours until tip without at least 2 hospital visits. So maybe Auburn, just for, like, mental health is better. But then again, like, you want the easier path to the Final Four. Well, it's a team that you not just beat 2 times, you've beat convincingly 2 times. I'm in a pickle here. I'm in a pickle of who to root for here. I think I just want both to lose.
Yeah, they'll raise a banner if they win that game, so we can't allow that. Like, I don't know. And it's hard. It's still hard to beat a team 3 times in a year. Mm-hmm. It just is.
Especially with how hot they are too. Like, they were a wounded gazelle coming into the Lions' Den for that Breslin Center game. Like, things have changed in the last week and a half here.
Yeah, the only thing you can hope for is that they're a little beat up. Again, that's another matchup that I would like, being as deep as we are, to have them in the second game of the weekend.
Sure,
but I think here's the other thing is that even New Mexico, which plays fast, at times got caught off guard by how quickly we play and how quickly we transition. Mm-hmm. I think any chance you get to not play a Big Ten team is an opportunity for this team to do kill shots in a way that, like, so I just, you know what? And I don't want to skate. This team's good. Like, this team's good. Let's not skate. Let's get one sort of trophy head, like as a hunter might say. Right? I don't know what they call
I like
them.
that. Okay.
I'm not a hunter. Like,
oh, neither am I, but it sounded right to me. Just say it with more confidence, and I'll just be like,
oh
yeah, of course.
You get the chance to get a 10-point buck on this one,
Ooh,
right? Like,
let's
so
go.
that's what I'm saying. 16, I don't know. Who cares? But the point is, I think I want Auburn. I want to beat Bruce Pearl.
Okay, there's no shame in that. Yeah, that's fine.
We've been there, done that. Michigan doesn't deserve this. So that's where I'm at. There we go.
I like that. I'm going to flip-flop my opinion on this throughout the entire week and then always come back to remind myself that, oh, yeah, that's right, Ole Miss is first. Great. But, we're going to flesh this all out throughout the week, guys. Again, we do this 5 days a week. We've been doing it 7 days a week the last few weeks because that's just how often Michigan State's been winning. So, Mike, I know I said, like, hey, yeah, we'll talk for like 15, 20-ish minutes in classic Matt and Mike form. We've doubled that. So, look at that. There we go.
Go green, brother.
You guys are the best over there. Anything you want to plug here before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your week here?
Nope. Well, I guess you can follow our podcast at Spartan_pod on Twitter and Instagram and at SpartanPod on Blue Sky if that's your jam. And then we will be recording an episode tomorrow night. It should be out Tuesday morning. So
I cannot wait for that episode. That's going to be great. I cannot tell you the amount of times. Actually, I have told you the amount of times. But I'll just say it for everyone listening. Like the amount of times I'm just sitting at my desk at work, just like laughing out loud, listening to you guys. I can't repeat literally anything that has made me laugh because family show. I want to keep this gig around here for a little longer. But wow, you guys get into it like no one else does. You guys so.
My friend, we're gonna have to have you back because you can get Matt uncensored occasionally on our podcast. So
drinks are flowing a little times. It's great.
Yeah,
really let the Irish language come out in me. It's a hoot and a half. Really get true feelings when we get together there. So, all right, guys, you are all the best, especially those that are watching, live late on Sunday, as if you could just immediately go to bed after that game. We will be back every day this week talking Michigan State basketball. Might get a little football in the mix, but I'd really like to keep it basketball. Quite frankly, I don't know.
Is spring football happening?
Christian Phillips still hurt. That's your update. Number one receiver for 2027 came in, visited Jonathan Smith, took a nice picture out of Huntington Woods. I'm sure we'll talk about that eventually.
Did they do this thing?
They may have. I think one did, one that I don't know.
The tuck.
I will care about it eventually in due time. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying like, who cares? No, I do care, just not right now. All right, guys. I love you all. You guys are all the best. Go Green.
Go White.